Hey guys, good morning. I just dropped off Chase at the school bus and I'm ready for my day. I've currently got some quinoa cooking or whatever, and I'm gonna have like a quinoa salad dish, I guess, for breakfast. I'm not a traditional breakfast person. I'm not really a big, you know, eggs or biscuits or, I sometimes, but most of the time it's like, stuff like that. But anyway, so to the video. The topic for today is about surrender and the how surrendering to spirit is during the spiritual awakening process, during your growth as a human. You learn over time that goals versus the ego's goals, which there's nothing wrong with goals. They're actually a good thing, and because it leads you to your heart's desires, right? I mean, that's a good thing. But the ego turns goals a lot of times into not only a competition, but also a means to an end when the journey is the most important thing. Learning and growing is the most important thing, and it just simply the ego is very quick to hijack the heart, you know. So it doesn't no longer becomes from a heart place. It comes from a I want more and I want to win, kind of thing, and I want to be the best and all of these things. So when you're on the spiritual path, you have to realize we all are on a spiritual path. Let me just fix that right there. We are all on a spiritual path. We are all learning and growing because we're human, and we're learning how to become better versions of ourselves every day. But surrendering to spirit, so guidance, like learning how to listen to your inner guidance instead of listening to the ego's persistence of performing and being better. And uh, I don't know. I'm at the point in my life where I'm so grossed and sickened out by like the ego. I mean, I am more and more becoming more surrendered to spirit and spirit's guidance. And sometimes people don't understand that because most people live in that state of mind, and there's no judgment there. It's just a learning curve. Everybody's learning at their own pace. But for me, I get really uh, I get I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I just know that my life has a natural flow, and I know that I'm being guided from the higher realms, from my higher self, from God. And so I think that surrendering to that path instead of fighting it is going to be our ultimate salvation in this incarnation for the rest of our lives. And also because you can't control circumstances. I mean, we have so much going on the world stage right now, um, and it can always be frightening, and it can always lead us into uh, doubting ourselves, doubting what we're doing um, with our lives, or what our purpose is, what we came here for, on a larger scale, of course. But we have to. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're almost forced to surrender at a certain point in our lives, and it's like a midlife crisis kind of thing, but um, a more positive note on that. I mean, the spiritual breaking down process of the ego can be very dark night of the soul kind of thing, of course. And I think most of you watching it probably know exactly what I'm talking about, dark night of the soul. And we all go through that, and maybe multiple times, before we are transformed from that caterpillar to the butterfly, metaphorically speaking. So, surrender is something that we learn over time. And I just encourage you guys to embrace that, to embrace your surrendering process. Every time that you feel that ego's nudge, every time that you feel like that, it's like a push feeling. It's like uh, you know what I mean? Like it's having uh, acceptance of what is versus that push feeling that got to do it, got to do that, got to do that thing, or I don't know, whatever it is for you. It's a very different feeling, and it's a conflicting. It all goes back to the inner guidance system. Like the inner guidance system tells you what feels good and feels right and flowing, and just the next course of action that you naturally want to take. And then there's that push from the ego that feels strained. It feels, oh, I have to do this, like it's an obligatory thing or something. So there's the difference. Again, surrendering, remembering to surrender. That all goes back to almost every one of my videos. I talk about being in a present state of mind, being conscious, being the observer of your emotions and your feelings. And when we aren't in a surrendered state, we are going to have a lot of conflict. I trust God. I trust my path. For the most part, I mean, I still struggle with my ego, of course. And those of you who know me know that. But I am becoming a lot more aware of what's going on internally inside of me. And when I'm in that, resistant state, that's when I go back to, okay, let me be the observer. Let me trust and have faith. Let me surrender to my path, to what's meant for me. Because there is a divine plan. There is a script that's supposed to play out. I do firmly believe that. It's not down to the bullet point, I mean, it can change, of course. But I do believe that whatever's meant for me, whatever's meant to happen, will transpire, because that is a part of my life plan and the experience that I wanted to experience upon incarnation. So anyway, I think I've made my point pretty clear. I'm going to get my day started. I'm going to work out, and I got to go check on my quinoa. I hope y'all are having a good week. We're midway through the week, Wednesday, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.